Good morning, Sean.
Good morning.
Yeah, thank you so much for being here. First, to start off, what were your thoughts when you saw this video?
Well, I thought it looked pretty realistic, and I thought that it was yet another example of the level of detail that is going into these, these products that are stealing the likeness and image and voices of our members.
Well, and there's real issues here, right? I mean, we had a strike that took a very long time to try to get some protections around some of these things that a lot of people in Hollywood are still saying how the impact being felt by that. I'm wondering if an AI video is created independently, what enforcement power does SAG-AFTRA actually have with something like that?
Well, we have a three-pronged strategy. One is bargaining, things that we can agree upon with the companies. Then we have education outreach, this kind of thing where we're sort of sharing our perspective with the public. And then probably most important is legislation. We have a piece of legislation called the No Fakes Act, which is making its way through the Senate at the moment, which would establish the first individual intellectual property right, that we own our own image. We own our own sound, our voice, and our name. And that's, everybody needs that. There's a lot of bipartisan support, stakeholder support. OpenAI, YouTube, Google are all in support of this piece of legislation. So we all have a role to play. The public does too. They, reaching out to their, their representatives and saying, hey, can you help protect people from this? Because it's not just the entertainment industry. It's individuals. It's important to have a national standard for how to deal with this exciting but very upsetting moment when we can be depicted saying things. This was a couple of action stars in a really cool-looking fight scene, but that's not the only way that these things are depicted. They're depicting people, children. Doing, politicians, newscasters, doing, broadcasters, radio, doing things that we would never do, saying things we would never say. And it's on the face of it, it's obviously not okay. And so now we just have to, behave responsibly and get government to, live up to its obligations to help protect us.
Sure.
Yeah. And Sean, of course, another round of SAG-AFTRA negotiations are underway right now. What will you do to possibly strengthen safeguards after this video?
Well, you're right. We are in the middle of negotiations at the moment, and we've agreed not to talk about what's going on as we're doing it. But, I can say that in the last round, as you pointed out earlier, we did establish some, initial first important kind of groundbreaking steps that get the companies to acknowledge that this is, something that we are not only, using as tools and in the creation of these things, but they impact our livelihood, our work lives, our labor. And so that was an important beginning, and there's much more to be done, obviously.
So in the headlines, you had a huge studio, Disney, announcing that landmark deal in December to allow OpenAI Sora to use its characters. In your opinion, is there a line where working with AI is okay? You said at one point in this interview that it's somewhat exciting.
Yeah, it's here to stay. We have a lot of members who would just as soon say, do not work with anyone who's going to use this technology. But I think it's broadly understood that it's here and it's here to stay. So, that's the bargaining part of it. We want to make sure that the companies understand that human-centered artistry is what we're in the business to do. It's why we do what we do, and it's what the public wants to see. They'll enjoy these things, but ultimately they want to watch movies and see shows and, fall in love with characters or, follow storylines, and so that's great. That's what we want to do, and if they, onboard this technology, we're going to insist that they do it in a responsible way.
Yeah. Before we let you go, we want to ask you, Sean, some have said the advancement of AI is the end of Hollywood. Is it really? Is this an overstatement?
Yeah, I think that's an overstatement. There is no end to the people who love to do what we do, the filmmakers, the performers, the artists and craftspeople that surround the creation of all of these projects. So as long as there's that level of intention and passion for what we do, the audience is going to want to experience it because you can feel it. You can feel it. It's a communication from human beings to human beings. So I don't worry about that. And if you look at the company's business models, they're not expecting, they're not telling their shareholders, they're not, whatever they're doing to advantage themselves and with this new technology, they know that this industry that has tens, if not hundreds of thousands of people working in it every single day is here to stay. So I understand the passion, I understand the upset and the outrage, but no, we're here and we're going to keep working.
All right, well, you are a calm voice in this, so thank you for being with us. We appreciate you being here this morning.
Thank you both so much.